Hi guys, I'm back. I'm here to check out Last of Us Episode 2. I really enjoyed Last of Us 1. Um, had no complaints. Had everything seemed really, really good. Um, kept true to the story and the characters so far. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed everything. Can't wait to see what they go with this one. Um, I'm assuming we're going to see a bit more Ellie, and then we're going to see from what the gameplay was. Um, there's going to be like a confrontation with soldiers, I'm assuming, if they follow the gameplay. Again, if they change it, who knows? But yeah, that's how they did. Now, I don't know if they're gonna do something with a character this early on, but they might do. I think it might be a bit too soon. I'd hope it'd be in the next episode, but yeah, you never know because again, it's kind of different because at least in the well, with the TV series, we spent like an hour and 20 minutes with them at the moment. We're starting episode 2, and then that'd be another hour, so that's 2.5 hours or so with the character. Whereas with the film, no, with the game, sorry, around this area where they might be taking this to this episode, you spend around 3 to 4 hours, dying, and if you're good at the game, not dying, but if you're bad at the game, you keep dying, getting screwed over by spores and clickers and whatever, those things are. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort this out. They're obviously going to have to pace it, be weary of the pacing because yeah, you need some time to develop connections to the characters. But if you leave it too long, then the season's gone because it's going to be like what 8, 9 episodes. So that's the problem with having such short episodes. But obviously the budget, you have a bigger budget to get good quality stuff in. You reduce the episodes that are needed for it. It's nice that everything's like 8 episodes now. You can watch it fairly quickly, but then because people started binging, and I think maybe that was one of the issues. You binge, 8 hours. You could sit in a day, in an afternoon or when your day off, and you can binge the whole series. With Netflix, you couldn't do that when they had 25 episodes. To be fair, those 25 episodes are half hour each, but still, that's quite a long time to do. So I hope they go for 10 episodes. Everybody does 10 episodes instead of 8, because 8 feels a bit slightly too short for some series. Now some series is good, but some other series I think 8 episodes is slightly too short. And then they have to rush things, and then this is how they screw things over. But so far it's been really wonderful, and I cannot wait to see what they do in this episode. What do you guys think? If you guys play the games or are new to the series, how are you finding it? Are you enjoying the environment and the world building that they've developed through the first episode? I'm sure there's going to be a bit more world building in this episode and maybe the next episode, who knows? But they need to kind of flesh out a little bit more of what happened and things like that. So it'll be nice to see how they do that. But let's get to it. Also, it's about 2 degrees outside, and I'm airing my room, so I have my window open, and it's freaking cold. You need to clear the air out eventually, or else it gets musty. Especially if the heating on all the time. Oh, so we're in Indonesia. That's cool, because they mentioned in Jakarta in the last episode. Oh, it's so familiar, man, because I used to live in Indonesia. The Indonesian food is fantastic. I mean, I went to I went to international Jakarta International School, and the cafeteria there was the bottom was like local food. I was just basically stuck down there. But then the second floor was like Pizza Hut and Domino's, that kind of thing, and then the third floor was like just a
Maaf,
cafe kind of thing. But it was decent.
tidak apa-apa. Tadi juga sudah mau selesai. Maaf, Pak. Apakah saya ada berbuat suatu kesalahan?
Tidak, tentu saja tidak.
Apa Bapak tidak salah orang?
Anle Bu Ratna, Profesor Mikologi, Universitas Indonesia. kita memiliki orang yang tepat.
Damn, that's a worried look already. See how civil she is? She's not fighting back saying you got the wrong person and fighting authority. You know, most people, I'm looking at you, you know who I'm looking at, but most people are okay being told what they need to do. I mean, they obviously haven't gone on guns blazing, but they've just said, hi, we need your help. Come with us. We can't say anything. This is why she was asking the questions. You know, have I committed a crime? Am I under suspect? You know, that's how a reasonable person acts. Not just, I'm
Kalau
gonna
gitu,
sue
bantuan
you,
beratnya
I'm gonna...
meneliti
It's
spesimen
bad.
yang telah kami persiapkan.
Ibu mungkin
Pendapat berat yang saya butuhkan.
People need some kind of governance, but if your government is just too much of a coward to actually be, you know, the parent things like, oh, you can be your friend and, you know, you're friends with your kids, but then they're your friends, they're not, they don't see you as a parent. That's the issue with the government as well.
Ini opio cordyceps. Tapi kenapa menggunakan klorazol untuk mempersiapkan slide?
Kami gunakan sebagai persiapan pengambilan sampel dari tubuh manusia, Bu Ratna.
Cordyceps tidak bisa bertahan pada manusia.
It can now. Look at his eyes, dude. He's like, it can now. We are so screwed. See, none of this was in the game, so I'm really glad they're doing this because
Sebaiknya aku segera keluar.
it makes you feel more involved, you know, kind of thing. I feel like she's gonna jump up and start clawing, but obviously she's not, but just getting that tension.
Kaki kiri bagian bawah, Bu.
Oh, bro.
Apa ini gigitan manusia?
That is not a good sign, man. It's all in there. Oh, dude. That's nasty. It's like trying to attach. Oh. That's gross.
Butuh obat.
Oh man, there's no vaccine for that stuff. As the guy in the first episode said.
Bapak, saya telah menghabiskan waktu hidup saya untuk mempelajari hal ini. Jadi tolong dengarkan saya baik-baik. Tidak ada obat dan tidak ada vaksin.
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
Bom. Mulailah pengoboman. Bom seluruh kota. Dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalamnya. Maaf, Pak. Apa ada yang bisa antar saya pulang? Saya hanya ingin bersama dengan keluarga, dengan suami dan anak-anak saya.
It's gotta suck, man. Oh, wow. So that's new from the game. It's got me choked up a bit, but yeah, that's definitely new. Didn't have any of that, but it's better that they explain what's happening, because obviously we're only one episode in, so it's good to get the explanation going as soon as, so people can understand what's happening, and then you can see everything's spreading out. Fungus is all spreading. So obviously, flour and wheat got them infected. So if they were exporting any of that stuff, it's all around the world. Bomb's the quickest way to get it, but if you're too late, you're too late already. So yeah, it was a factory of flowers. Yeah, so they must be exporting that. It's import export. So it's over. That's how it spreads out.
How?
They'd make me count to 10 and hold out my hand and then keep it steady. But I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a fucking monster. Now can I please?
Fine. Back there, you can find a spot.
I can see why they're so panicky about it, man, because,
In here.
they'll turn any time and then you're just screwed. If you're like sitting next to them or hiding and they start
There's not gonna be
turning,
anything bad in here?
Just
one bite, one
Oh,
scratch,
funny.
you're done for. In the game, they had. Oh, is he scared or is
Broken.
broken?
Maybe a hairline.
Fracture.
It'll heal fast.
Right. In the game, they had spores. It was like
She made it through the
that
first
explode.
Doesn't matter. It's gonna happen sooner or later. All right, we're still close to the wall. We sneak her back into the QZ. We find a different way to get the battery.
So I think that's what they
It's our
changed.
best shot. If we take her back to the QZ, someone's gonna notice her arm. They're gonna scan her. And they'll kill her.
Well, better them than us.
That's what you do to survive, man. Be it kids or anything, you just screw it. Them, it's
Thanks.
Joel and I aren't good people. We're doing this for us. Because apparently you're worth something. But we don't know what you're worth if we don't know what we have. So answer my question.
seems like they were good people though, before this happened.
She told me not to tell anybody, and I'm telling the first people that There's a Firefly base camp somewhere out west. With doctors. They're working on a cure.
I've heard this before.
And whatever happened to me is
It's the key to finding the vaccine. That's what this is. We've heard this a million times. Vaccines, miracle cures. None of it works, ever.
Fuck you, man. I didn't ask for this.
You and me both. This isn't gonna end well, Tess. We need to go back.
Let's just finish it. It doesn't matter if she is or she isn't what the Fireflies say. If they believe that she is, then we get
Give
what
us
we want.
everything, exactly. It hurts looking at her eye, bro, man. That looks so painful.
If she so much as twitches.
Don't.
Good thing he didn't have his gun right there. Boom. Dead.
Okay.
Show's over. So no medicine, no vaccine. So the only way we can fight this is if you evolve to be immune to it, and then maybe you can get something from the person that's immune to it. And that's the only way to do it, I think.
Can I have a gun?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Jesus, fine. I'll have to throw a fucking sandwich at them.
You got your knife, right? I think you picked it up. But yeah. So that's the only way. They're looking for people that are immune or, you know, resistant to it. Some people are probably a little bit more resistant. But maybe she's the first one that's outright immune to it. You know, she got bit, no changes, no nothing. And that's why she's so important. Because making vaccines, as the lady said in the beginning of the episode, there's nothing. You can't make it. I don't know why you can't make it. It'd be nice to they explain that.
Yeah.
Maybe because this kind of fungus is just, you just can't kill it. It evolves too quickly. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but you can't make something against it. You obviously have to evolve to be immune to it, and that's the only way to get a vaccine, I'm assuming.
We should get moving.
Or to get something preventative. The set looks beautiful, man. Look at the CGI. Obviously, they're in a set and the background CGI, but that looks fantastic. It looks like the game.
It's like a fucked up moon. Is this where they bombed?
Yeah. They hit most of the big cities like this. They had to slow the spread somehow. Worked here, but it didn't in most places. Long way or the we're fucking dead way.
Well, I vote long way, just based on that limited information.
We have to check it
Oh,
from the
we're
hotel
fucking
first.
dead way.
Good.
So obviously, like I said, in the game, they changed it. They've changed it from spores being like airborne to being like a fungal infection, which I think is good because, anyway, from what I was saying is, in the game you had
Nobody's gonna be
spores,
coming after you, right?
and you'd be
Like
going
mom, dad, boyfriend.
to buildings, and
I'm
they'd be
an
like,
orphan,
"Oh,
and no.
you need your gas mask so you could breathe." I mean, I think it would have
Everyone
worked.
said the open city was crazy.
But
Like swarms of infected running around everywhere.
Not exactly like that.
being
People like
airborne,
to
being
tell
on your clothes
stories.
and stuff, they'd have to disinfect all the time.
So there
So in the
are
game it
people
works
infected
fine,
that
but
explode
in a
fungus
show
spores on
probably
you?
not.
Shit, I hope not.
Or ones with split open heads that see in the dark like bats?
Yeah, there definitely is. Oh shit, that looks beautiful, man. Look at all those cars trying to get away.
What was that?
Let's keep moving.
Feels like I'm watching a bit of what's that Will Smith film? Shoot, I forgot the name. I'll post it up there somewhere when I find out. But you know, when he's by himself with a dog, he's like a doctor, and he's trying to find survivors against this
You gotta be
thing.
kidding
You know what I'm
me.
talking about. I just forgot the name. I'll
You ever
post
stay
it
in a
up.
place like this?
No, a little out of our league.
How do you even know what this is?
Have you heard of books? Wait, are we going in there?
Yeah, we gotta get to the stairwell on the other side.
Well, I don't know how to swim.
Seriously?
Do you think we have pools in the QC?
No, smartass. I mean,
I don't know how I was supposed to know that.
She's starting to feel more like Ellie, with her wit and
So gross.
childness. You know,
Oh,
it's
check
nice.
It out.
How long would it take your shoes and socks to dry, man? It takes forever. I swear to God. I always think in these shows, you know, going through water, and then they're walking non-squidgy like the next scene. It's like they're dry already. How is this possible? I mean, look at their jeans; they're soaked. Like right now, they should be squelching and squelching away.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
You try climbing 10 fucking floors with our knees. See how you feel. Well, when the fuck did that happen?
Like, look, their trousers are dry, like solid dry. You would
Yeah.
not be dry after 10 floors.
No.
Alright, well, I mean, maybe I could climb up there, work my way around, and open it from the inside.
No, well, I'm the smallest, so it'd be easier for me to get through.
But you die and you get nothing. You stay.
Right, so this is kind of like what they did within the game. They had spores, so this would be like a spore area. So you'd go in, you'd put your gas mask on, and then Ellie would walk through without a gas mask, and she'd still be fine. She wouldn't turn or nothing. So that's where they became a bit more believable, that like she was the savior of the humanity or something.
Yeah,
So I don't know how they're gonna show that. Because obviously, showing that she could breathe through spores and it didn't affect her, they were just like, oh, maybe maybe we got a right deal or something, and they started, you know, believing her or being more like, yes, we should probably help this young girl get to the doctors and whatnot. Ah, she did pick up her knife. Cool.
Nice knife. Where'd you learn to do that?
The circus.
I love his reaction. For fuck's sake. Seriously, come on. He's like an onion. You
How
just
long
gotta
did that
slowly
you live?
peel it.
Oh, I thought you went to school.
It's a really shitty one.
Well, some last about a month or two. But there's others been walking around about 20 years.
Man, they chose a really good actor to be
What
Joel.
about that guy last night?
Oh, look. Are they running away from the sun or running with the sun? I don't
They're
know.
connected.
more than you know. The fungus also grows underground. Long fibers like wires, some of them stretching over a mile. You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart. You understand? It's important. I'm trying to keep you alive.
Hang on, has her swelling on her eye gone down?
So we're not going that way.
Yes, it has.
No.
It was all super puffy. Yeah,
What do we do then?
The other scene.
Short way? I have a spare hand.
Congratulations.
It's a nice way of saying, I have a gun. Can I have a gun? And they're like, nah, not yet. I don't trust you yet. Plus, if you're panicking, you don't want someone panicking with a gun. You're bound to get shot with friendly fire.
Silent. No questions. Let's do it.
Oh, they know. They know what it is, and they're shitting themselves. Because it's the stronger. I'm assuming it has like more armor plates and stuff. I don't know about armor plates, but it's stronger, so it's more durable. It's more durable, is what I meant to say. Well, I know what it is. Because again, I played the game, but it still freaks me out. Whoa. They've done this really well, man. It looks so dusty. I feel like I'm gonna get asthma just watching. Look at all the dust in the air as well. Look at all that dust. I'd be sneezing my ass off in there. And I don't have asthma, so I'd still be sneezing anyway, but... Oh, that's awesome and gross at the same time. Poor lady. I hate creaky doors. Maybe they didn't scream when they fell. Oh, that's a horrible noise. So they can't see, but they can hear you. That's when you need a shotgun. Oh man. See, in the game you had bricks. You could chuck a brick to distract it, and then you could sneak past. Wonder if they're gonna do that. Oh, I can hear on my left ear. Oh, it looks so freaky, man. Man, if you had any jingle on your backpack, you'd be screwed. Oh. Oh man. And that's how they did it in the game as well. You'd think you'd manage to escape, and then one would come behind you and screw you over nicely.
You all right?
Twisted ankle. Yeah.
That's such a
Wait
classic
there.
shot.
Give us a minute. What about the second?
She's got a lot of blood on her shoulder there, man.
Can you do that? Like to think for once, maybe we could actually win. Just go and watch her.
He's got the watch on as well.
Before it's dark.
Just looked at his watch. I like the fact that he's got a bruise there where his watch has hit his hand. That's a cool detail because obviously he's falling a lot, jumping out, climbing a lot. You're just gonna get a lot of bruises. What a great shot! What a great shot! Just like the game. Now I think in the game, you've already countered raiders and people that are just trying to screw you over and like steal stuff from you, and you start having battles with them. Obviously, they try to make it engaging throughout the plot lines, the story. This is the story arc. We haven't seen any raiders yet. Dude, that looks like Neil. I don't think it is, but it does look like him.
I'm staying. I mean, our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Fuck. She's infected.
That's straight from the game, word for word.
Show me.
Oops. Take your bandage off. Look. Joel. This is real. Joel, she's fucking real.
Oh shit. I don't know if Spores is better or this, but this is freaky because they can just like there's like a homing beacon on there. Maybe they just have it in like the major cities, because obviously if they have it like throughout the whole freaking planet, just like a fungal planet, then there's no chance we step anywhere we're dead. But obviously there's sections where you can go without having the fungal stuff.
Say who you can say.
No! We're not leaving her! Get off me, you fucker! Not going with you!
Man, I bawled my eyes out in the game. Obviously because we spent a bit more time with them, but I really liked Tess. She was cool. In the game it was different because they had the soldiers. They came in instead of the the infected. Well, they're not even getting her because they probably sense that she's infected. That's so gross. Don't do it. Ugh, that's nasty. Stay strong, man. Well, you can't stay strong over that, but at least she's made it. But yeah, like I said, in the game, I enjoyed Tess' company. She was cool. We obviously had her a bit longer in the game because obviously you had to do playthroughs, get to certain mission points, and you had missions and stuff. We had a couple of spore things to go through, so you got to be around her, and Ellie bonded with her a little bit more. So obviously they got a little bit more time because of the game, because of this game, Whereas here it's like one episode, so you got an hour and maybe 2 hours. Ooh, it's the end. Right, so that was episode 2 of The Last of Us. That was fantastic. That was great. I was kind of hoping that they'd keep I forgot her name now. I just said it and I forgot her name. Oh, Tess. Right, so I was kind of hoping they'd keep Tess in for at least 3 episodes, but obviously they got a lot of stuff to do to get through for the 8 or 9 episodes that they have. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. I also think, obviously now she's said they're going to meet their friends, Frank and Bill, I think it was. And I think we're going to get some backstory on them in the next episode, which we did not get in the game. We got a little bit of backstory, but I think they're going to go, they're going to go deeper into it. So that'd be interesting to see a bit more of that. And I think when we meet the Frank and Bill, we do get some raiders. So I don't know if they're going to fight raiders or is it all going to be infected. But they mention raiders and slavers, so we have to see them at some point, especially during the end of the game, where you definitely need to see those kind of individuals. But I really liked that the episode, and they're doing a fantastic job of just everything, keeping it similar to the game, and adding just more lore into this world. I like the fact that they switched from spores to fungal, plants, fungal things. Mainly because the spores were cool, but I mean, if everything's airborne, you're just being wearing a mask the whole time because it's in the air all the time. Maybe there's some sections where they're spreading into the air, but if you go through that section and you come out and take your mask off, you obviously have they're on your clothes. You have to have a complete shower, or if you can get water, you have to wash them off. I don't know how they would have done that, and they'd have to wear masks, a gas mask the whole time, which is detrimental to the show because they obviously want to see the faces of these characters, and their emotions and things. So it's nice that they switched over to the fungal plant-like thing that burrows underneath. So that's a good change. Um, Other than that, that was really enjoyable. Really enjoyed that. I cannot wait to see what happens with Frank and Bill, and what they do with the rest of them. If they add a little bit more story behind them, or they add a bit something new. It's nice that even though I've played the game, they're giving me something new so far for these 2 episodes that I'm enjoying. So it's like I'm watching something new, but also have like a deja vu of what I've played, which is a good feeling because obviously if they did it scene for scene, then the people that have already played the game are just like, oh, it's fantastic, but I've already played it and it's playing out exactly the same way. So if they have to kind of change it enough to give that new sense of feeling in the world, that new like excitement that you get from playing a game and watching a show, but not change it so much that it feels completely different, or from the games. Obviously they gotta be true to the game, but I like the way that they're making it. They've refreshed it a little bit, so the people that have played the games are still enticed into watching the show, even though we all would be watching the show even if it was shot for shot the same exact thing as the game, because obviously they have great actors, and the game was fantastic. The storytelling was there, but it's nice that they're giving us something new, and you feel like a little bit more like, oh, I don't know what they're going to pull up next, what they'll change next, what they'll keep. It's nice it's a nice feeling that I'm getting by watching it. It's like I said, it's like I'm watching something new, but familiar. So new and familiar at the same time. I'm sure there's a word for it, and I can't bring it up in my head. But if you guys know that word, tell me in the comment section below. Do you guys like it so far? What do you guys think? Who's your favorite character? Obviously, we've only met the three now, but obviously Tess is dead now, and so we're gonna meet some other characters in the next episode, and I can't wait to see what happens and the actors that they brought in. It'll be great to see. But yeah, really enjoying this, and I cannot wait for next episode. Have fun, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Like and subscribe. See you soon. Bye.